like I'm some kind of common sissified nigga wimp.
What is this shit anyway?
Don't nobody talk to me like that, especially no bitch hole like you.
You saying you can't control your bitch here?
That was the best fucking I ever had.
Yeah, that's because you've been dealing with the ace.
I'm the great and powerful Magic Johnson gatekeeper / security guard / titty juggler / foot to the ass / your mama baby daddy / hung like a mother.
Yeah! Yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies, that boy's live again. That boy like them, man. Dead Frost. Force, my bad, man. I hope y'all listening to that single Danger. That shit hard, bro. But ladies and gentlemen and ladies, it's your boy Big BZ back here for another VST podcast. I am here. And at the moment I'm talking to myself, but whether you're watching live or you're watching with your crew or you're watching with your fans or your family, your boy's here again, and we gonna get this urban and blurred news started. Ladies, like, share, and repeat the show. Gentlemen, like, share, repeat the show. We're going to talk about some urban and blurred news, podcasting, everything that's going on, some of the things that you might miss, some of the things that slip through the cracks. But until then, man, do me a favor, like, share, repeat the show. If you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, and share. If you're watching on Periscope, like and subscribe. I'm going to do a little sharing my damn self. So while I do that, proceed with my own damn distribution. While I get on ready to get started with my own distributions, we going to start out with a little gaming news. Cause see, the VST podcast hosted by yours truly is just to put you on some new stuff that's dropping. Some new trailer reactions, and it's just something to keep you, you know what I'm saying, while you bored. If you ain't listening, if you can't find something, I know you can find the fucking Avengers movie. Everybody named Mama done found that motherfucker. It made about 1.2 billion. But some things slip through the cracks, and that's what I'm here for. So until we get to that, like, share, and repeat the show, and sit on back, man, because I got some gaming news for you. So if you're ready, let's go, motherfucker. Woo! I love that beat. Whoa. Let me shut my music up, ladies and gentlemen. If y'all don't know who I is, I am.
Great and powerful Magic Johnson gatekeeper / security guard / titty juggler / foot to the ass / your mama's baby daddy / hung like a mother.
While y'all share the show, like the show, let's get into some of these games that's dropping May the 2019 on your console, whatever you choose to play. You ready? Let go.
May is coming up fast, and we've got some pretty interesting game releases hitting. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on Game Ranks, new games you should try out in May 2019. Number 10 is Blood and Truth, a PSVR title that honestly is really promising. This is the kind of thing that Sony is saying that the PSVR will be compatible with the PlayStation 5, I think for a reason. This looks like a game. It's apparently on rails, which is kind of a throwback to 1990s type arcade cabinet games, but not entirely. This is a game that is designed to deliver the feel of being an action hero. It wants to conjure the types of stunts from your James Bonds, your Mission Impossibles, your Jason Bournes, the kind of one-man army type thing. And I get why they would go with the on-rails type stuff. And in truth, everything I've seen of it is pretty cool. I really used to like those type of on-rails arcade shooter cabinet games, so having that with a few more interactive elements than just that, I really think is a cool idea, and I could see myself really enjoying this actually. Blood and Truth is a PS4 exclusive and comes out on May 28th. Number 9 is Close to the Sun, a game that I'm just gonna go ahead and say has very obvious BioShock influence, and I don't think that's a bad thing. The game takes place in 1897. It is an alternate history story in which Nikola Tesla hit it big and kind of built a rapture but on a boat instead of at the bottom of the sea. The main character is a journalist whose sister is there. She heads for that big ass boat, hoping to find out what happened to her, finding that nothing has gone very well on the ship. There's a huge quarantine sign, and the setup sounds familiar. However, there is no way for her to defend herself. These are ruthless people, they're armed, she's not. You basically need to avoid being killed. To me, it looks like a fantastic game. The combination of stealth and helplessness, to me, sounds like a fresh take on what looks to be a pretty realized, well-made world that seems a little familiar, but also explores a different perspective on that sort of idea. So there's enough different here and more than enough new that I think this is an interesting title. Close to the Sun is hitting the PC on May 2nd. It will also be launching on consoles sometime in Q3, so look out for that. Number 8, Layers of Fear 2. A first-person psychological horror game that is very interesting to say the least. The setup is something new. You're a Hollywood actor who's going to take the lead role in a film that takes place on an ocean liner. It's being shot on an actual ocean liner as well. It looks very much like the point of the game is to blur the lines between character and actor as you explore the ship and find more about what's going on, possibly in the movie, possibly in your mind, possibly just in hard reality. Who really knows? That's often the point of a good story along these lines, and honestly the visuals, I think from what I've seen, really match up well with that kind of an idea. It certainly goes out of its way to bring us new visions, with beautiful sunsets, scary versions of those beautiful sunsets, and some pretty cool looking takes on some more serious horror imagery that maybe some people are used to, but for whatever reason it looks like a new take on it.
I'm looking forward to the first game and this one, even though I don't really do well with first-person shooters.
Which, by the way, does have a lot of different conditions. It's a completely different craft. And you consider how good the first was, I'm really excited for this game. I will certainly play it, and I think it's going to be worth the time. Layers of Fear launches on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One May 28th. Number 7 is, let's just call it a big Resident Evil package. Resident Evil, Resident Evil 0, and Resident Evil 4 all coming to the Nintendo Switch. Now these are a few pretty different games, keep in mind. Resident Evil is of course the first release in a long-running series we all know and love. Resident Evil 0 is its prequel, and Resident Evil 4 is, well, a lot of people's favorite game. All three of these games did big things for the series, obviously Resident Evil being the first, Resident Evil 0 being a GameCube game that delved further into the world, and Resident Evil 4 basically establishing the third-person shooter genre in its modern form for a lot of people. Basically, to have all of these on a Switch is a darn good deal, period. It's 3 games, 3 classics, and all of them look better than they ever did. Resident Evil, Resident Evil 4, and Resident Evil 0 hit Nintendo Switch on May 21st. Number 6 is A Plague Tale: Innocence, which, let's just go ahead and say there's not a massive amount of information on exactly what it is, but if you've watched any of the gameplay, if you've read any of the minuscule scraps they've given, it's a damn cool idea. It's basically a stealth game where there's also a plague and ravenous rats going wild at all times. You have to avoid not only hostile people, but the rats. The rats can be kept at bay with light,
The rats!
lighting a lot of
The
fire,
rats!
which means making your
Like,
stealth
share,
a
repeat
little
if
more
you know what
difficult.
that came
Honestly,
from.
it looks like a game where you're going to have to balance a lot of different things, and I think that sounds really interesting. I also really like what it looks like. It's grim, it's old school, it takes place during the bubonic plague, or thereabouts. It is historical fiction, so you never know what's going to happen, and I like that. A Plague Tale: Innocence comes to PC, PS4, and Xbox
What's up,
One
Texas
May 14th.
Piznard?
Number 5
How
is
you
Team
doing,
Sonic
bro?
Racing, a new kart game featuring,
Thank
yes,
you
you
for
guessed
liking,
it, Sonic
sharing, and
Hedgehog.
starting
It's
the
by
show.
Sumo Digital.
The
They know
watch
what they're
party,
doing
I
with this
mean.
kind of stuff, so I trust it pretty well. I like very much the idea of kind of reinstating the Sonic Heroes dynamic of teams, except they're limiting it to 2, and it sort of exists as a means to pull off various different moves while having 2 cars interact. One of the more obvious ideas is a slingshot drift kind of move that uses the wind stream, or I'm assuming does. It doesn't really matter what the physics excuse is, it matters how it plays, which I'm quite interested in. Obviously, the Sonic and Sega All-Star Racing games were quite good. Sumo developed those, and although this sort of restricts the roster specifically to Sonic, I don't know that's necessarily a bad thing. Team Sonic Racing is hitting PC, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One on May 21st. Number 4 is Total War 3 Kingdoms, which is a game we've had our eyes on for a while now. It's obviously a Total War game set in the Three Kingdoms era of China's history, and gives 2 different modes. First, Romance, which is based on the novel Romance of the
For sure, take your time and don't spend too much money, tech support.
Records of the Three Kingdoms, which isn't a novel, more a Chinese historical text. Now, a lot of the conventions of Total War, being it's a turn-based strategy, real-time tactics game, probably are going to...
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to stop right there, and we will get back to the game releases of May the 29th. But real quick, I am your host, Big VZ8 Dot, and this is the VST Podcast, and I get this thing started by going, yeah, man, ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? How is you doing? I am Big VZ8 Dot. One more again. This is the VST Podcast. Y'all do me a favor, like, share, repeat. And for those who don't know what the VST Podcast is, it is the Urban Blerd News Podcast where I assemble a nice little gaggle of news tidbits to get you through your week. Today we're going to focus on some trailer reactions. We're going to do a little video game and hip-hop releases. But first, now normally this is when I would do a rant. Before I get to what I normally do, I need to advertise. So do me a favor. Look, I have a brother by the name of Texport who's already like, share, repeat the show. He's in the comment section. Say what's up. Be nice. Don't be an asshole. Say what's up to my brother. William Buchanan has 2 podcasts. Every Saturday, he has the How to Frat we got here. That's 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. It is the politically based, non-biased, unfiltered, and just to the point. He gonna get it to you straight out the motherfucking pie how you need to hear it, not no motherfucking bias. This is the political game, and dude, this administration is, it's like watching a reality show, but the thing is, the reality fucking really affects us. So it's funny and sad all at the same time, but he gives you a view into a way to view it, you know what I'm saying? Like, just with a common sense view. You know what I'm talking about? So check my brother out. How the Frat we got here, 10 a.m., 12 p.m. Then he has the Off Limits Podcast, which is also Saturday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. I call it the Community Building Podcast because not only does he come up with just crazy topics, you know what I'm saying, that sparks and inspires and probably pisses people off, he at least asks you to come in and explain why, or your perspective on the topic and why it's triggering you. You know what I'm saying? It's basically about, man, people coming together and sharing ideas, and if you can leave with a different perspective, he feels like he's done his job. Off Limits Podcast, again, 8 p.m. CT time. Both of these podcasts are Saturday. To watch, you need to go to Mr. William Buchanan and check out my brethren. Yeah, man, don't spend too much money out there in Wally World. He said he had Wally World. Wally World. And that motherfucker with the thing about, hold up real quick. Okay, I wasn't gonna rant, but the thing about fucking Walmart is like, it's like that it's a drug. It is an instant drug because you will go in there, you know that you said, I'm only going in this motherfucker to buy a pack of M&Ms and some ice cream. Why the fuck did I buy a pack of M&Ms, ice cream, 6 pairs of drawers, some socks, some fucking cereal that I know I didn't goddamn need, a pack of condoms, a fucking lubricant, some lotion, some fucking baking powder. Why the hell do I have baking powder? I don't even know how to fucking cook. The fuck? It's like, shit, that's why and some people say, hey man, you might just want to have a list. Fuck that. A list don't work in Walmart. Lists work in Kroger's, Target, and everywhere else. A list doesn't work because like not only do they trick you in the aisles and shit, soon as you get ready to leave, you know you like, all right, I ain't gonna spend no more money. Oh shit, they got wireless headphones for $4. Oh shit, wait a minute, travel toothpaste? Well shit, I am going out of town in 3 years. What the fuck, man? That's Walmart for you, man. So man, be on your guard, my nigga. Don't spend that much money. But real, like I said, I wasn't gonna rant, but hell, you inspired it that quick, tech support. But look here, man. A real situation has happened, man. We've lost the great, man. We've lost the great visionary director. You know what I'm saying? All around just seemed like a real nigga. Yeah, you kind of rubbed me just the wrong way with that, what they said, you know, you was going to do about Tupac, but I think you came out in the interview and said like, yo, I never said I was going to do that shit. So, you know what I'm saying? I'll let that go because, man, you left us with so much great film work. The Said brother went out of town. He went to Costa Rica. And when he came back, he felt like a weakness in his legs. And next thing you know, he had a stroke. And they say he's passed due to complications of the stroke. And it's just sad because the brother was only 51, man. 51 is way too young to get up out of here, man. Now, like, the way they make 51 look nowadays, like, 51 really is the new 20. So if you take care of yourself, you'll be able to you know, not saying that he wasn't taking care of himself, but, man, you just never know. But, again, for those who are not familiar with John Singleton, he directed Boys in the Hood, Poetic Justice, man, Higher Learning, shit. How the fuck did I forget Poetic Justice? I was talking with my queen earlier. I forgot all about Poetic Justice with Tupac, man. That was their movie. Higher Learning, that's probably my favorite. To say what my favorite was, it would be a battle between Poetic Justice and Higher Learning. I love Boys in the Hood. I love Baby Boy. I only watched Shaft once, so I really don't remember it. Too Fast, Too Furious was cool. It was a cool extension on to the franchise, you know what I'm saying? Four Brothers was definitely one of the, like, a great movie. And then don't forget about the new show. That's probably one of my addictions. Snowfall, that shit was hard too, man. He was also a producer on Hustle and Flow, which is another one of my favorite movies. Black Snake Moan was cool. Illegal Tender was cool. Never Saw Rebel. If y'all got, like, what are y'all favorites by the guy, man? Because this is really, like we've been losing people already. 2019, Nipsey, the dude Tech Nine, which is still a little, not my favorite rapper Tech Nine, but the you know, it's still a weird situation around that. I think we lost somebody else prior, man. So 2019 is already getting off to a crazy start with people we're losing, man. So real quick before I go, man, y'all can still in the comment section whether you're watching live or you're watching on a playback. Let me know some of your favorite. We can share ideas about, you know what I'm saying, some of our favorite movies that he's done or productions that he was a part of. But real quick, before I move on, I'd like to give a quick moment of silence to Mr. John Daniel Singleton. Thank you for your work. And, yeah. R.I.P., big homie. And with that being said, black motherfuckers watching trailers!
People love superheroes. But if you knew half the shit they get up to. Fucking diabolical. We're the world's greatest superheroes. And I can do whatever the fuck I want. Huh? Who's up for that? That's where I come in.
Come in to do what?
Heart of a lion, fire inside me blaze like a siren.
Spank the bastards.
Wake up the beast, no I can't keep silent.
How do you spank a superhero?
Now is my time, your time is expiring.
Bang. Boom.
Cool. Cool.
All right, ladies. Oh shit.
Job 1 is supporting the 7 brave heroes who put themselves in harm's way each and every day for us.
Fuck the 7?
Ladies and gentlemen, that right there. What up, Darius Kirksey? That is The Boys that's coming out on Amazon Prime. For those who are not familiar, let me put it in terms like this. Say you got some superheroes who get a little arrogant, and decide that I'm going to take my superpowers now in your face. I'm going to sit on it and ride until your brains fall out. Make you feel all kinds of good. But in reality, I'm a bad person. And I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do, as this guy just said in the fucking trailer. So, which means these superhero guys is out of control. They're abusing their powers, if you will. So the boys come to, or a team of guys that have been put together to take or try to put these superheroes in their place. Normally that would make these motherfuckers villains. And in the public eye, they'd probably be played as villains. That's what I'm hoping, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure the word is they're the bad guys and the superheroes, or of course the superheroes, but nobody knows that these motherfuckers is really assholes, snorting coke and killing motherfuckers behind the scenes. But keep it real, don't you think that's what superheroes do behind the scenes anyway? Like, I just feel like Captain America is cool, but he like videotapes little girls peeing. I'm just feeling like, yo, he abuses his powers in some way. You can't be that pure. There's no way you can be that pure. So The Boys puts a different perspective on that. And I'm like really interested in seeing it. Like, I just don't want to see any straightforward superhero shows anymore. You know what I'm saying? Especially after Endgame, man. You just can't be just a pure good guy. It's got to be something about you that fucks you up. And was this motherfucker just peeing in the cup? Hold up. It looked like a motherfucker was just urinating in the cup. Hold up. Is that my dude? Oh, shit. And I'm going to have to go back and look up some of the names because the faces are familiar, but I can't like just call out the names right now. But if you guys are interested in watching The Boys that's coming out on Amazon Prime, let me know what you think. 4-tier rating system. Do you get a trailer? Shut up and take my money. Fuck, bootleg that bit, which is probably what I will be doing. Not advocating bootlegging, but I would like to see it before I spend money on it. Fuck you and your loved ones. You like the actors or the producers, but you hate the product and the genocide that bitch. That's all I'm saying, my dude. With that being said, let's move on to some more news real quick, because I try to keep these things a little bit, fast. But speaking of knowledge, numbers, culture, and music, I think I almost got it right. I probably said it out of order, but I kind of got it right. My brother Trace Brown aka King Eddie Wayne on all social media. Trace Brown on Facebook has 2 podcasts. The first one, again, to bump down knowledge, numbers, music, culture. Probably still said it out of the way, but hey, nigga, I'm trying. That's what it's basically the bump down is about, man. It's an out of the box way of viewing the entertainment industry. The entertainment industry, I am really tripping over my words tonight, but the entertainment industry, ladies and gentlemen, he will make you probably change the way you think about, you know what I'm saying, certain situations that happen in the music industry. And it's funny, entertaining, eye-opening, and also, you know, inspiring. Kind of like his Smoke a Truth show, which is, I'm giving it to you straight out the crock. You know what I'm saying? With no bullshit. I ain't kissing ass to be accepted. These are my adults. Love them motherfuckers. That is the Smoke a Truth podcast. Both of these podcasts are on his page. If you add Trace Brown on Facebook, King Eddie Wayne, on all social media, you will be able to see certain things like that there. And with that being said, let's get into May 2019 music releases in hip hop. Is you ready? Okay, we got the homeboy YG. Let me open up my font just a little bit more. It looks kind of small, you know what I'm saying? Some of y'all motherfuckers is kind of okay read. But ladies and gentlemen and ladies, well, what is you doing? The best skills to eat vagina? What? May 2019. You got, starting with YG, May the 3rd. He's dropping For Real. This nigga look like he will rob your house or either sell you one of the best suits you've ever put on in your life at one of those suit places. Anyway, my homeboy P&B Rock, trap star turned pop star, he's dropping May 3rd. You know what I'm saying? This man looks like he's about to take you on the trippiest safari ever. My dude Styles P, you know what I'm saying? SP the Ghost, D-Block. You know what I'm saying? SP the GOAT, Ghost of All Time, will be dropping May the 3rd. Then you got Asian the Brat, Unfuckwittable. Her album is dropping May. Hey, maybe she means Asian as Asiatic black woman, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Then we got Young Nutty, and Pierre Bourne Smear, I guess. That's dropping. The mixtape will be dropping May the 7th. And I know King Eddie Wayne gonna want me on that. And you ain't even gotta ask me about this one. The legend, the M-Town legend, King of Memphis, aka Mr. DJ Paul. He's dropping Power, Pleasure, and Painful Things. Hey, kitty! Oh, you got the kitty up there, kitty! This nigga look like he's about to have, you know, he's channeling his Rick James right there. You know what I'm saying? That's that grown man. I done seen some things flare right there. Let me tell you something, man. This nigga look like he is sitting in the room listening to nothing but David Ruffin all motherfucking day, man. Shout out to DJ Paul, a Memphis legend. Y'all check that joint out. May the 10th is going to be dropping in. Then you got DJ Khaled. We the best. Who, nigga? We. Father of a Shad, he's dropping May the 17th. Lord have mercy, this man does not stop working. That's one thing. You can say whatever you want, but man, the brother Khaled never stops working. He's doing this thing, and he actually looks like he's starting to lose a little weight. Some of y'all be talking about this nigga is the only person with a Jenny Craig, I think, endorsement and ain't lost a bit of fucking weight. Shit. How do you talk? I mean, come on, man. No, it's Weight Watchers. And how do you explain Oprah if that's the case? Moving on, you got Injury Reserve. I'm not familiar with these cats, but I'm really digging the simplicity and the complexity. It's like these niggas is sitting in the field, and then all of a sudden the green light just shoots across. Is that Green Lantern skeeting? I don't know. We might have to find out. But May the 17th is when the album dropping. And then you got Famous Dex, Mama's Boy. Hey, man, I'm part of Mama's Boy gang, too. May the 22nd, that joint is dropping. And me and my queen tried to figure this shit out. And she really tried to help me. But I know the name is Flying Lotus, but I really can't pronounce this shit. Is this Flamagra? Flamagra, I think. Dropping May the 25th. That's when this shit is dropping. And hey man, I don't even know if I'm gonna review that shit. I can't even pronounce your damn name. How am I gonna review a motherfucker I can't pronounce their damn name? No, I'm bullshitting. Ice Billionberg. Now I'm mispronouncing that shit. Ice Billionberg. On my way home. My brother will be dropping this album May the 27th. And man, just for GP, just because I like it, man. I like the cover, simplicity of the cover. This man sitting on something highly flammable. And he about to drop some flames. Or it could just be a metaphor for him having diarrhea. I don't know. Look, ladies and gentlemen, these are all albums that will be dropping in May. And if you got something that you really want me to pay attention to, which I said I'll probably be reviewing all of these on my music show, Rhythm This, where you can reminisce over the rhythm. Holla at you, boy. Join me tomorrow. We will be talking about Schoolboy Q. We will be talking about... I'm going to find some more. I couldn't think of any right now, but we're going to find some more. Oh, yeah, Bun B and Static Selector. We're going to do that one. And I'm missing the album. I listened to 3 albums. I can't think of the third one I listened to, but we're going to go over that motherfucker too, whatever it is. But join me on Rhythm This, where you can reminisce over the rhythm tomorrow. We're going to review some albums. Hey, if you know of an album I need to get to, put it in the comment section. Hit me in the inbox. I also listen to people's music just for the hell of it, because I just want to see people succeed. I feel like that's my way of giving good energy. So step your ass into the ring, and we gonna see what your shit sound like, and we gonna be honest about it. With that being said, we gonna move right back into more video games that's dropping in May. Is you ready? Is you ready? Let's watch the rest of this video, man. Like, share, and repeat the show. Thank you for everybody that have tuned in so far. I love you. Yeah.
Mostly intact here, but there is more of a focus on characters, whether you're playing in records or romances, as they have generals and these characters will be interacting, and the game actually centers on forming relationships between the characters and people they meet throughout the campaign. This is kind of diplomatic, strategic, extra stuff that we really haven't seen in a Total War game, and I'm quite interested to see how it pans out. I would say it's probably going to pan out well, though there really isn't a bad Total War game, and this is kind of a setting that's like just ripe for a Total War game. And Total War 3 Kingdoms is hitting PC on May 23rd. Number 3 is Observation, another game that really actually looks unique. I'm excited at the number of kind of trying something new type games we're seeing in May. What we have in Observation is a sci-fi thriller. Now, it's not any normal space station thing goes wrong, where you play as a human and try to get yourself through it. You actually are the space station. You're the artificial intelligence, and you have to operate tools, control systems, cameras, and assist the actual human participants in getting through a happening that threatens the whole thing. Honestly, it looks like a kind of good framework for a kind of point-and-click sci-fi thriller. Obviously, it's not going to play out exactly like that. It's a PS4 game on top of being a PC game. So more or less, I'm kind of just interested exactly in how this works. I don't think that it's like a shocking new kind of game, but it does look like it's going to try to experiment with some of the conventions of perspective in games, and I like that a lot. Observation is coming to PS4 and PC on May 21st. Number 2 is Pathologic 2, an adventure game that is obviously intended to be quite freaky. It began as a full remake that was attempting just for basically a one-to-one upgrade of the original game, but it's now being billed as a total reimagining. So story elements could be changed, elements of the game could be changed, and so on and so forth. The idea is to mix some elements of Russian culture, pre-1917 revolution, with some survival horror, adventure type ideas, and honestly, as somebody who isn't super familiar with the first game, there's a lot here that I find interesting, and I want to sort of prod into it a little more. It is going to be split into parts. The first part is hitting Windows, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One on May 23rd. And finally, number 1 is Rage 2, kind of, I think, probably a redemptive game for Rage. id Software kind of made a semi-open world game with Rage. Not really. They tried to incorporate different concepts into kind of a mishmash, and while the game wasn't bad, and it had a lot of personality, and elements of it were very good, its aspirations were a bit different than the final product. So id Software teamed up with Avalanche Studios to create a more open world, kind of Carnage-based game that in some ways feels reminiscent of Just Cause, but as Rage. Now this is a game I think that probably is going to give us the majority of what it is after it comes out. They've basically given us a lot of footage, some gameplay, some sort of promotional materials, and the point is to show us dynamic systems and story elements in the game itself and let it speak for itself. I think it's going to as well. Honestly, I think it looks like a big step up from the original Rage, and I'm excited that there's an open world, just pure single player shooter coming out that may have a good story, I hope. I'm not terribly worried about the gameplay. Like I said, Avalanche knows what they're doing with that. Rage 2 is hitting PC, PS4, and Xbox One on May 14th. As a quick bonus for you, Conan Unconquered, a Stronghold RTS, billed as a real-time survival strategy game where you build a base and then defend it against endless hordes. It actually looks pretty interesting. I like the idea of a survival RTS. Obviously, in some ways, that's kind of like a tower defense, but I'm guessing controls much closer to an RTS. It's a game that comes to us from Petroglyph, which has former members of Westwood Studios, the Command and Conquer company. They previously made Star Wars Empire at War, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. Conan Unconquered hits Steam on May 30th. What games are you looking forward to in May? Leave us a comment, tell us what you think, and if you like this video, click the like button. If you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day of the week, and the best way to see them first is, of course, a subscription. As always, we thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Falcon. You can follow me on Twitter.
And this is provided by the gaming channel Gamer Ranks, I believe. Gamer Ranks. I'm just having trouble pronouncing shit today. But I fought with them very heavily with their information today. I believe they dropped the, let me see, because today Days Gone dropped. And let me give you their video. You know what I'm saying? A little info. If you're planning on getting that game, a little info that you might need before you buy it, before we get the hell up out of here.
And we are back with another episode of Before You Buy, that show where we give you some straight up gameplay and, you know, our first impressions of the latest games releasing. I'm Jake Baldino, and today we're talking about Days Gone. This long-awaited PS4 exclusive has finally dropped on our doorstep, and it's big, it's pretty, and it's flawed. This game is definitely, like, not on the higher quality caliber of other Sony exclusives like God of War. Maybe our expectations were too high? But ultimately, I still had fun with Days Gone. Here's the thing about this game. It's weird. It's completely standard. If you've ever played any single-player games in the last 4 years or so, Days Gone takes a lot of elements of stuff you've seen before, like, you know, bandit camps you need to clear out through simple stealth, hiding in bushes, running and gunning, crafting supplies, a giant open world map filled with quests and side quests to keep you busy for a really long time, a little bit of hunting, a little bit of survival elements, and hell, there's a lot of zombies, of course. Well, they call them freakers or whatever. In a lot of ways, Days Gone feels like a jack-of-all-trades, master of none. Now, that might sound like a damning statement. For some people, it's gonna be. Days Gone isn't the first single-player game to have this type of formula. I'm actually a little disappointed. I wanted more here, but still, I'm having fun. But let me get into what this game is, what its pros are, what the shortcomings are, and just how it all works together, because I still think this is an interesting one. You play as biker Deacon St. John. It's 2 years after a big crisis where America is in chaos and overrun by these freakers. They're zombies, but slightly smarter and, you know, with more animalistic tendencies. They also tend to just feed and rest and hibernate. It's weird. This concept is really interesting on paper, and when it's occasionally explored, it's really cool shit. But most of the time, they just feel like dumb idiot zombies roaming around in the open world to annoy you while you're trying to explore. I'll get to their types later. Deacon is in this open world Pacific Northwest that feels absolutely massive, and it's up to him to survive in this new wasteland, fight off some remaining humans, band together with others, and ultimately survive and possibly get to the bottom of things while also dealing with a personal, emotional arc with his love interest. They put a lot of work and time into the story here, and in main cutscenes and the presentation, it shows. Cutscenes are fairly frequent and entertaining, and I found myself going along with the story and having a great time with it. You know, it's a bit standard, but I gotta say, Deacon St. John, or Deke, is cool. He's a cool, interesting character. I'm also just a huge fan of Sam Witwer's work, the actor. I'm a Star Wars fan after all, but he sold this character for me. I think he's the strongest aspect of the story, which, like I said, while interesting, can be...
And if you like watching, I don't know how it's looking on the playback, but man, just go to their GamerX channel and just take a look at Days Gone before. If you had an interest in buying this game, you might want to check out their page and check out this little, this video is like 11 minutes, so I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I'm just looking at the detail on this dude's face, man. These games are just getting to the point where, man, pretty soon it's going to be really like you're controlling a movie. And that's the dope shit about, these games that's coming out nowadays, man. They are so fucking realistic, man. So, Days Gone is out. Check it out. PlayStation exclusive. I just got it, so I'm about to shut the hell up, get the fuck on, so I can play it a little bit, baby. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. But, that'll do it for this show. But before I go, man, I got a partner who has a podcast about strength. About being the best you can be. Finding your inner black Goku. Your inner Zenith. Chase your motherfucking Zenith is what he says. He is Thomas Reed, man. Cosplay God. You know what I'm talking about. AKA the Mountain Puncher. He has a podcast to be determined every Saturday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., man, where he gives you instructions, tools that you can use on manifesting and chasing your Zenith and being the person that you're supposed to be. Yes, that is this man. The brother once was shaped like a barrel of lard. Kind of how I'm shaped now. No, I'm just playing, man. My brother, you know what I'm saying, he worked himself down to a size that, man, he is happy with, but he feels like, man, he must continue. And if anybody wants to join in with him on his journey, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday to be determined, man. Chase your Zenith, brother. Shout out to everybody that peeked in. Shout out to everybody that's watching on, 2 people watching on YouTube, man. Appreciate y'all. Please like and subscribe to the page, man. And subscribe to the pages, anything that the Table of Bosses is doing. We're all on there. You got Will Buchanan. He has the Off Limits podcast. And the How to Freight We Got Here channels. Both of those channels and podcasts on YouTube. To be determined, it's not on YouTube yet, but it will be. But King Eddie Wayne, you can add Trace Brown for his podcast. They will be on YouTube as well. Help us get our money up, you know what I'm talking about. And I think that'll do it for me. So, yo, you like what I did? I already advertised about Rhythm This. We will be back tomorrow going over that. Again, I will be doing Schoolboy Q. We will be doing, what is the other album I just fucking said? Schoolboy Q and Bun B and the Trill Selector Project and some more albums, man. You know, I'm going to be looking for some stuff. If you got some stuff you want me to hear, put it in my inbox or hit me in the comment section, put me a link to it, and you can step in the rain. Yeah, that's why I listen to people who want to be heard, man. You know, I ain't nobody but a consumer, but hey, man, if we can help put your music on to my viewers or, you know what I'm saying, or somebody else that might just peeked in and been like, oh shit, that shit jamming, and join me on Rhythm This where you can reminisce over the rhythm. Hey, man, you like looking at crazy ass videos and laughing and ratchet shit? Well, join me, man, where you can dip your toe in a little bit of ratchetness, a little pool and ratchetness, and you can laugh and you might even learn something, man. I put videos together, tie a narrative to it, and you can laugh at that shit. Crazy Ideologies. It's called, is the sound clip gonna go off? The sound clip ain't going off. Fuck it, I got the sound clip. The name of my show is Thank you, tech support. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back tomorrow and the following Sunday with the Random as Fuck show. And that'll do it for me, man. Once again, man, I am your host, Big VZA Dot. Oh yeah, real quick. Facebook group, the Urban, I Get That Reference Facebook group on Facebook. Again, Facebook group on Facebook. Of course it's on Facebook. Join it. We talk about urban, blerd culture, video games, music, and more. The homie BJ just posted in that joint. Let's see what BJ just posted. I know I'm keeping this shit out, but man, look here, man. I'm going to get the days going in a minute. And again, I'm turning this into the Table of Bosses archive. Once King Eddie Wayne gives me a picture for this joint, you know what I'm saying? Because you know he does graphics. You need to holler at the boy code. Once he gives me a graphic for that joint, man, we're going to turn this into the archive where you can catch everything Table of Bosses, tech support, Thomas Reed, and King Eddie Wayne. BJ, what the hell you just posted in my group, man? Goku, we ain't doing one-on-ones anymore. You can either get jumped or leave the planet on Kami. Alright. Hey, shit, you got to jump some of these motherfuckers you be fighting, boy. I would have need a pistol, 2 shotguns, and the blood of Jesus for Brawley. But anyway, that'll do it for me. Look here, man. I am Big VZ. This is the VST Podcast, Urban and Blerd News Culture. I am about to go to my SoundCloud page and post up a new audio version that you can listen to on all your streaming services. So with that being said, keep your eye on the Most High and you be so right. You ain't got to be the biggest streaming force as long as you make an impact when you fall. I am the greatest alive. Man, ain't alive. Matter of fact, nigga, you want to know what I am?
I'm the great and powerful Magic Johnson gatekeeper / security guard / titty juggler / foot to the ass / your mama's baby daddy / hung like a motherfucker.